Hello everybody, ISmileyzI here, bringing you another episode of Layton Brothers Mystery Room Walkthrough. I would like to thank each and every one of you who has watched my first few parts. They've received an excellent response, and I appreciate it a lot. So we're getting right into case 3 here, a murder staged, which is a play on words that you will very easily see in a few minutes once the case gets rolling. So we appear to have a Detective Lawson here. I have to say, his pants are amazing and I want them right now. His hairdo is also the bomb. Although I would like both of my eyes. On-stage murder case, eh? Some loopy fan. That's the press's take on it, is it? Yes, it's much more straightforward than that. Stagehand was found in the wings holding the gun. Oh, okay. Well, if it's that straightforward, again, why are we even investigating the case? Ah, someone knocked him out. Yes, Lucy, he got a thumping. That could be misinterpreted. Sounds like a case for the mystery room. Alright, so that's the case. Time for our little introduction here. Also, something I forgot to mention in the last episode is that the last case that I did, case number 2, is the last of the free cases that you can do just by downloading the game. Starting with this case onward, you'll have to buy the 2 case packs worth a total of $5, and I say it is well worth it. So it appears that an actress was killed on stage. No one could have guessed who the real culprit were. That's partially true, yes. This case has a sort of a plot twist in it. Alright, so time for the run-through of the case given from the prof himself. Gloria Blaze. I just got that pun. Gloria Blaze. And here's Roscoe Strapping, the main actor in the I guess it was a play, I guess? The performance, whatever. If you recall, his name was actually mentioned in a previous piece of evidence in the last case. If you examine the television, you saw his name. So, it appears that she was killed. Well, no, okay, so she was shot with they're supposed to shoot a blank, and then he goes off stage and runs into the other actress. And then once it goes dark, there's a scream and another shot, and then when the lights come back on, she's dead. Which, rather unfortunate end. Right in front of an entire audience, too. Yes, shot in the dark. Kind of a pun there. Break leg. Oh my god, I just got that pun too. Break a leg. Oh my god. I just got that. Man, I feel really stupid now. Normally, when someone is found with a gun in their hand, it is pretty incriminating. But he was knocked out, so it's not as incriminating. And it has been proven that he was unconscious. Definitely dead fishy to me. Alright, so who is the culprit? Alright, so now we're going over the suspects once again, trying to figure out who the most likely culprit is. Yeah, right now he probably is our #1 suspect, but it'll probably be pretty easy to rule him out. Here's Mr. Strapping here. Claims to be alone in that dressing room when he heard the shot. It seems dead fishy to me too. Destiny knocks. Alright, more puns. She'll stop at nothing to get apart, huh? She discovered the body. So those are our 3 suspects for this case. Again, another case with 3 suspects. That will change as we get into later cases. There will be more than 3 suspects. Not that it really matters that much. Doesn't really make it any harder. Okay, so this menu again, I'm going to ask for advice just to show the dialogue that he says when you ask for advice. And yeah, was he struck? Was the stagehand struck by the real killer, or is he lying? Yes, a little more than suspicious. Not just a little suspicious. Dead sus. Alright, time to investigate the scene. I probably won't be using the other 2 options, the having a think about it and the identifying the killer immediately, unless you guys really wanted me to show those 2 options. And we have a 5-minute time limit, which again, doesn't even matter. We're going to start here by looking at the body. She was shot from a distance of 1 to 3 meters. That's relevant. So that's where she was when she was shot. We have the blood stain, which has both fake and real blood mixed in with it. And a bloody note, which is very intriguing. You'll pay for betraying me. It's not a prop. Very interesting. We have this area here. That's where Roscoe Strapping was standing when he shot the blank. That table and chair, I have to say, they really look great. And the door, which, as we all know, doors are very relevant. Okay, stage position C, that's where Destiny was standing. You can take a look at this little back room here. We have the replica gun, which fires the blanks. Apparently, it's swimming in the oil that is used to lube it. And we have the rubbish bin. It's full of rubbish. You have the remote switch, which is used to activate the fake blood, I think. And then we have the sofa, which isn't relevant at all. A very standard lamp, instead of, you know, the not very exquisite lamp, it's just standard. And we have a picture of some very nice fruit. And, of course, the big old bullet hole in the painting, which is very relevant, as all bullet holes are in a case. Alright, moving over here, we have a place where Clegg was knocked out. So there's Clegg, and the gun, which is the actual gun that shot Blaze and killed her. And then we have this sort of back area here, the oil stains, which appear to be the same oil that is used to lubricate the fake gun. And then we have a ladder. Quite a wonderful ladder indeed. Alright, so that's the entirety of the crime scene. And it's time to name who we think the culprit is. So, who do I think the killer is? Go through the, there's a question mark option, which is just indicates that it was a member of the audience. But the person who seems the dead sussiest to me is Roscoe Strapping, the actor in the performance. And the prof seems to agree. 92.9%. Ah, but there's an uncomfortable 7.1% band of uncertainty that we must eliminate before calling in Strapping. Well, calling in Strapping to interrogate him. Alright, so what do we know about him? Apparently Lucy knows something. Really? I thought you just knew nothing. Okay. Ah, so it looks like he was having an affair. Or at least, that's what they said on the Jeremy Summers show, which, as we all know, is 100% accurate. Okay. Also, however, his debauchery is also well known. The worst kind of man and the enemy of all women. Okay, so apparently that's not what we're focusing on. The prophecy is something else that he finds interesting. Ah, the fact that he is an actor and he is easily able to deceive people. So we'll just have to keep that in mind as we progress with the case. Oh, there's the doorbell. Who could that be? I find it funny how they chose a doorbell ringing, like, instead of like a knock of a door. Like, so there's just a doorbell on like outside of that room. That's kind of weird. It appears Roscoe Strapping has paid us a visit. Alright, so making our introductions here. This is the mystery room? Nah, that's not the voice I wanted. The one and only? My fame and talents precede me, I see. Good. And you are? Alright, so more introductions. I thought something important was happening. I heard there was a team attempting to unravel the gruesome truth about my dear Gloria's chilling end, so I came to solve the mystery. Well, that would be a great help. Please enlighten us. Okay, so to the deduction screen. It's time to get stuck in here in this case. So, without further ado, yeah, that's the voice I wanted. The identity of the black-hearted miscreant responsible for my late wife-to-be's demise was Break Leg, the stagehand. Ah, quite the detective. Indeed. Elementary, my dear Watson. Firstly, he was crushed by unrequited love, and secondly, the prize simpleton was found holding the murder weapon. Simply following these two lines of investigation leads you directly to the unequivocal truth. I am giving this guy like 4 different voices. Anyways, so as usual, the culprit points towards the obvious, the initial suspect in the case. So he's pointing towards the stagehand. Let the investigation begin! Oh my god. It was funny because I was actually practicing what voice I wanted this guy to have, and then I just can't repeat it anymore. Alright, so clicking the silhouette just to go through the dialogue. And then we're gonna move on to Blaze's wounds. Alright, so checking out the body, fairly straightforward. And Lucy is not going to fall for his debauchery. There we go. There's the word. Alright. So there's the body, as we investigated before. A single shot to the heart resulting in instant death. I'll see that dastard rot in hell! Yeah, okay. Of course, do excuse me. There's the voice. Okay, I think I got it this time. A bullet passed straight through the victim's body. Alright, so time to find where the bullet is. And, in our initial investigation of the crime scene, we found that the bullet hole was in the painting. So we're just gonna head over and examine that. Alright, found the bullet hole. And we're gonna use the bullet hole and the fact that she was shot between 1 and 3 meters to figure out where the killer was standing when the shot was fired. Yeah, just because she was shot with a bullet. Case closed. Totally don't need to investigate anymore. Alright. Locate where the shot came from. And, using my brilliant powers of deduction, I have deduced that the shot came from stage position B, where Strapping was standing when the shot rang out. Now that just seems mighty suspicious to me. I'd say dead sus, but I really don't want to overuse it. What's the reasoning? It's fairly out of sight. No, body in the bullet hole placing. Why, I don't know why they even ask you that question, because the other two options are just hogwash. Okay. Gun must have been fired from right here. Yes, so we have figured out where the killer was standing when he or she shot the victim. Of course, it is of no relevance whatsoever. On the contrary, I don't even know what voice he would have. Pardon me? Ah, so the professor is pointing out that the shot rung out in total darkness, and from that position it would be almost impossible to shoot her dead in one shot, because it was pitch black and you couldn't see. Yes. I think we'll bring her back to life. Blah, 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 blah. Alright, questioning session over. Time to investigate Clegg's gun. Yes, we better, eh? An excellent idea. And while you do that, I'll set about finding the way to your heart. Ah, so it seems his cad-like tendencies are taking over. Trying to woo Lucy. We're not gonna let that happen. Or she's not gonna let that happen. So this is the gun. Find the murder weapon. This is the gun, alright. Good job, Lucy. Excellent detective work. What am I going to do with you? I'm not special. If I could do a Lucy's voice impression, I would, like, make fun of that line, but... What scoundrel was holding the gun? I like this. What rogue was holding the gun? I have no idea. Maybe Clegg? Here he is. Here's Clegg. Okay. So we found Clegg. And the murder weapon. It's not like he's right in front of us or anything. My personal assistant? Fat paychecks? Nope. That ain't gonna happen. Pity. Surely that's more than enough evidence to charge the rapscallion. Let's not forget one rather crucial thing. Ah yes, he was struck repeatedly in the back of the head, wasn't he? Huh. Almost forgot that one little fact. Did that to himself. Well, that doesn't make any sense. And we're going to be pointing that out here in a few seconds. Very strange indeed. Oh, I see why. Yeah, he knocked himself out, but he was still holding the gun. Yeah, that makes perfect sense, right? I think I was looking away at this point, so it took me a while to pick the option, but yeah. Why would he still be holding the gun? Yeah, he would have just thrown it away. Of course. Yeah. That's a great idea. Tut tut! You make such assumptions without knowing the man. I tell you, he was a fool! A complete imbecile! Oh, I'm sorry. That laugh was completely unprofessional of me. I just thought that voice was me myself. Okay. Alright. So he's gonna be stubborn about the fact that Clegg did it. And, I think it's time... No, not time for him to leave yet. Clegg is the killer, could be no doubt. What planet have you been on all this time, eh? Yes. Alright, so he's adamant that it was Clegg. Well, yeah, he was hit someone and knocked unconscious. He's not... I don't think anyone's that stupid that they wouldn't have got rid of the gun first. Oh, he's just like, oh, it's okay. After I'm knocked out, I can just get rid of the gun. That's fine. Yes, we know where she was shot from stage position B, where Mr. Strapping was. Yes, by a cruel twist of fate, my beloved seems to have been shot from the very spot where I stood. Yes, timing is the problem. Shooting her in total darkness is kind of impossible. A fluke? Really? I don't think so. Offendies is making what I like to call the "you're stupid" face. The death threat! There was a threatening note, was there not? Okay. I guess Roscoe Strapping is supposed to be like a Shakespearean sort of character. Indeed you do. Find the death threat. Time to find the death threat. And the only thing close to a death threat that we found was the note on the body. Resolutely rejected. Consumed by self-pity and rage, he sends a death threat to the poor... crap, I saw flower, but I didn't see the word before. And of course, it'll be somewhere at the scene of the crime. But he hasn't seen it with his own eyes. What artless piffle Clegg no doubt came up with? A piffle? What a piffle. So if I start calling people piffle, why just like... I don't know. I don't even know what that means. Why just, like, sound really insulting? And, of course, like I said, the bloody note is the closest thing to a death threat that we found. Oh. I see, yes. Betraying is kind of the key word on that note. A fling or summit. I don't know. Tosh! Gloria only had eyes for me! That's my favorite line that he says. Tosh! Oh, man. I could see myself using these lines in real life and people just looking at me like I'm just got out of the loony bin. Okay, so now instead of Clegg, he's making the theory that it was a member of the audience that killed her. Oh, my poor beloved. Yeah. I think that's pretty clearly how he doesn't sound, but I have no idea how he would sound otherwise. Okay. Strapping thinks it's a death threat. Bayek! Bayek! A yup! A yup! A yup, that's the phone! Alright. Da-da-da. Da-da-da. Ah, are you two involved? I beg your pardon? You must be, surely! A true stallion would be sure to get a little frisky. Cooped up here with such a fine young filly? Is that what she said? Is that what he said? I just missed it. You're a red-blooded male, aren't you? So the prof kind of just like shrugs it off like he's completely stupid to suggest that. There's a famous chap who wants words with you at your office. There's a famous chap who wants words with you at his office. That's my best Lucy impression. There's a famous chap. She sounds kind of like a 5-year-old British boy. Okay, so apparently he's gonna star in a £2 billion film, And there's a notification from a different app I have that I forgot to turn off before I started recording. Ta-ta! Ta-ta! Alright. Adieu! That's Lucy's voice. Whoops. Wrong voice. I feel like it's gonna happen a lot.